progress.
So the storms around me are raging, and like billows of roll, I'm gonna. In the midst of confusion, I know you bring peace to my soul. I'm gonna. I'll let nothing separate me from your love. For in every situation, you in control. Oh no, no, and the drama like a raging and the deep billows of roll. I'm gonna. I know you'll be my strength, my comfort, and my friend. I'm gonna. There's joy in knowing that you're always by my side. No matter what problems come, in you I will abide. Oh no, the storms of life are raging and the billows around me roll. I'm
Welcome to Fatal Attraction Revisited. This story takes us to Australia in 2015. Noela thought that she found the love of her life when she met this gentleman who was from the Congo. She had children from a previous relationship, and her husband was motivated by unfounded jealousy, anger, and a desire to punish her. He thought she was leaving him for another man. And my thing is, even if it was true, if she was leaving you, the best thing, I know it hurts, but if people want to leave, let them leave. It all started that she attended her stepmother's funeral in Australia, and her husband told her to go outside for fresh air. She was very upset, and you know how it is when you lose loved ones. And at that point, a man pointed a gun at her. He took her to a building and tied her to a chair. Then they asked her, "You woman, what did you do for this man to pay us to kill you?" And she could not believe them until they called and she heard her husband's voice tell the men to kill her, and she fainted. Her husband was a refugee from the Congo, and they had the same social worker at a resettlement agency that assisted them. Her husband fled a rebel army that killed his wife and young son. She knew he was a violent man, but she did not believe he would kill her. And that just goes to show, if you know someone's history and you know that they're violent, do not ignore the red flags. And a lot of us have done it. Fortunate for her, the men did not believe in killing women, and they also by chance knew her brother. So they kept her husband's money, which was about $7,000, and they told the husband that she was dead. And after 2 days, they set her free on the side of the road. They gave her recordings of the conversations with her husbands and the receipts to show that the money was paid to them for this killing for hire. And this is what they told her: we just want you to go back to tell other stupid women like you what happened. And this is what the gang members said before they drove away. But why does she have to be stupid? Why is it in our culture it's okay to call women names? So she had assistance from the embassies and they helped her to return to Australia. And her pastor also helped her to return to her neighborhood. They had been partners for 10 years, and the husband even paid an extra few $1,000s for this crime to be committed. So, this is what she did: she waited outside the house, watched as the mourners left her house for the funeral. She stepped out the car and told her husband, "Surprise, I'm still alive." And he thought he was seeing a ghost. Then he had the nerve to want to apologize. We don't need your apology. And he will be serving 9 years in prison for incitement to murder. But I personally do not feel like that's enough time. How do you justify killing your bride to be? How do you justify killing the mother of your children and knowing she has children to raise? How do you justify that? So she is going on with her life as well as to be expected. And I wonder where she is today. Does anyone know how she's faring? This occurred in 2015, how she's doing after all these unfortunate events and falling in love with the wrong man. How do you pick up the pieces? How do you learn to trust anyone again? How do you even fall in love again? How do you move on from this? The betrayal, the grief, the pain. How do you move on? I hope she has a supportive family and a circle, a network of friends. I know she has a pastor, so I hope she continues to get support from him. See, all pastors are not bad. There's just a whirlwind of media, of negative press on pastors, but not all pastors. And you got to know the difference. It's men of God, and then it's the fly by nights. A lot of these preachers you're talking about are fly by nights. They're not men of God. God didn't call them, and they don't know them. And to this, I say to all of you: protect your heart and don't ignore the red flags.